We're going to be swapping out some cameras here, so I figured I'd pull out some cameras and show you sort of the evolution of our cameras here on YouTube. Maybe give you a little behind the scenes and a little info to people that might be interested in, changing the quality of the videos on their own channels. So you can see that we're not looking at a heck of a lot of cameras here, but this is about a year's worth of cameras for us. We have a couple more, but I just brought out the representation of them. So we've been doing websites for over 10 years now, so we've been taking digital pictures for a long time. And we started out with regular cameras, film cameras, and we developed a film, and then we would scan them into computers. And at some point, we figured out digital is definitely the way to go. And at some point, again, we had to make a decision between the snapshot cameras and the fancy SLR type, really nice digital cameras. And obviously we went with the snapshot style for a couple of reasons. They're definitely cheaper, and our philosophy is to get in front of things to take pictures of, as opposed to take better pictures of those things when we get the opportunity. So in other words, we kind of went with quantity over quality, and we really haven't looked back. I mean, we got to a point where we could probably afford to buy SLR type cameras, and the quality of the pictures that come out of these little snapshot cameras comes up, and the advantages of having that SLR seems to come down. The idea that we can put one of these in our shirt pocket and then still have one of these in our pack, and then perhaps still have one in the truck, so that we've got 3 levels of redundancy or backup if we're out at an event where we want to have pictures, just seems a lot more appealing to me and the rest of the guys on the crew, really, than to have one really nice SLR type digital that we can get crystal clear pictures that we're going to have to reduce down for the internet anyway. So anyway, giving you some background philosophy on the way we've been doing our websites and stuff over the years. That's why we sort of started out on YouTube with our snapshot style cameras, just set over to the video mode. And if anybody's still building their videos that way, highly recommend that you stop. Just get something that's designed to be a movie maker as opposed to a still picture maker, for lots of reasons, but mostly quality. Sound issue is a big deal, and for me at least, the ones I really used to like, and what really was hard for me to get away from the still cameras, or one of the reasons I got away from the still cameras, is that the video would just drive me nuts. If I wanted to take a zoom, since the camera can do a certain amount of zoom, while I'm taking a video, I just couldn't do it. I'd have to either stop the video and zoom and then start video again, or just deal with it and not have zoom. So one of these, I think, does do zoom while the video is playing, but then while the motor's making its noise, it blanks out and you just get a dead spot. So no, these are just not good for doing video. It's a nice novelty, and they can do it occasionally. The other problem with these particular models, Kodak, was that they were in a Macintosh format, so we'd also have to convert them, and that was just a real bear. So eventually we wanted to get better quality, and we actually borrowed our marketing director's little flip camera. She has a 30-minute one, and we kept using it so often that she finally made us buy our own. And we started out with a couple of these, and I think we have about 4 of these now. Pretty much we all have one of these in our bags, just sort of, for any reason we want to have a video of something. We've got some decent quality, but we're not looking at something that's overly big. It uses just plain old AA batteries, but most importantly, it's fairly solid and there's no moving parts or anything, so easy to keep in a bag as sort of a backup. The next one we bought specifically for YouTube was maybe about 6 months ago, and it was about $200 at the time. I think it was maybe $170, $180 on sale. And you can see it's got its share of dinks, but for the most part, I tried to keep track of this, to keep this camera nice. For a couple of reasons, I don't really like it. Never really did like it, but the reviews of it seemed pretty good, and it gave us our first steps into HD. Now, right around about a year before this, there was actually another camera like this one that I just don't have anymore, and that one was really our first step into HD. So we knew what HD could do, but this was, let's say, our first permanent camera that we had around. We were only able to use that other camera for the actual event, and then we had to give it back to the person we borrowed it from. So we found out, though, that HD files are so large that having true HD, while it sounds neat, isn't really important. It's not necessary, that's for sure. But the form factor of this camera, just not working for left hand, the controls and everything, while you can get to them with your right hand, for some reason this menu just drives me crazy. Really hard to find stuff, hard to delete an image. Really no way to take a good picture while you're filming, although it can. It's just annoying and it's not easy to do. And there's no lanyard. You can tell I like having something to hold on to on my cameras. There's something to find them when they're, they fall down into a pocket in a bag or something. Anyway, this one died. We were out shooting and it fell about that far on a table when recoil, I think of an AK-47 recoil, came back and hit it. I was filming over the top of the sights, and anyway, this thing broke. So it lasted us for a couple of months. Like I say, it got us, our feet wet again in HD, but we're not crying over broke cameras. Now this one was a good camera. We bought this one to go to SHOT Show this year, so it's only 3 or 4 months old now, and performs really well. Has a lot of features that I really like about it. Opens up its own lens cover, has 2 SD cards, no internal like hard drive or motor or anything, so the battery life is pretty decent. 2 SD cards lets you hold a lot of footage. Unfortunately, in one of the videos here where I did some filming, I killed the lens on it, so it's gonna go into retirement. Next up though and that was a great camera. This is definitely, I replaced it. The one we're filming on now is just this one in blue, and you watch our other video. Definitely a fan of these cameras. The next one up would be our Droid, and we have a couple of these also. Really fell in love with these. It's hard not to. They can just do everything and just keep surprising us at how awesome they are. They have video cameras in them. We've got a couple of reviews up of them. Highly recommend them. If you can afford the $80 a month or more for internet, for using the internet on it, it's $80 is about the minimum. It goes up depending on how much you use your phone part of it, but for us, no brainer. Definitely awesome camera, phone thing. And then last up, but most recently, got one of these Kodak SI6 or ZI6s. The new ZI8 is a little better. It's got the external sound. It's got better HD and some other feature. But this one's not bad. This one we got as a closeout, more in the $80 level. The new one is about $180 still. So this one we just haven't used much yet, but it's nice to have all the features of this flip type camera now with HD. The biggest thing I like about it is this macro feature. So you can take, like this, where I'm filming really close. This one can do that. And again, watch our video review of this one. And nice one too. So if you are still using one of these older ones, highly recommend you either go with a flip or something like this that's refurbished, or store closeout kind of thing. Something like this, if you can afford it, you could definitely, I could see somebody running an entire YouTube channel with just a Droid. The quality of the video is decent enough, in my opinion, that you get your point across. You could really do a lot of stuff with that Droid. If you're gonna, $200 isn't beyond your spending limit, then maybe $250. Then these are definitely the way to go. And again, you can talk to 13 different people with a YouTube channel and get 14 different answers on what camera's best. But here's our selection. Here's the ones we've gone through over the last year or so.